All right. So agenda will be, we will try to learn first like the whole theory. What is it with Agnya Chakra? Like a lot of theoretical knowledge, and then as usual we will try to meditate on this chakra, which is like a very important chakra, because this is where your mind is, your thinking, everything is controlled by this chakra. So it's so important that you, if you have to be calm, if you have to be peaceful, it is this chakra which manages everything, your thought process, everything. So if you have a peaceful mind, you are peaceful. Otherwise, you're all the time anxiety, or like, the panic attacks, all this happening, right? So it is very key chakra because it's controlling your thought process and mind. So let's learn more about this chakra. It's sometimes called as the third eye because it's situated at the center of the brain. So basically here in the center of the brain, and represents the sixth stage of man's evolution. It's also the sixth chakra. So on the hands, this is something important that you have to keep in mind, even if you don't remember the other parts. The ring finger, right? The ring finger, these two fingers are the ones that are basically representing your Agnya chakra on the palm. So basically, if you feel in meditation, there is some tingling or you feel hot vibrations on these fingers, left or right, you should understand that there is some problem in your Agnya chakra. And we will also talk about techniques how to clear that. In the feet, it's near the heels, as you see. In the body, it's the optic thalamus, which is here right near the brain. So the characteristics are, it's got just two petals. The element is light. The color is silver. The physical plexus it's associated is the optic thalamus. The planet is sun. And, as I said, the ring finger is the place of the hand. The stone that's associated is diamond. Not that you have to remember any of this, it's just good to know knowledge. So what are the key, qualities or things that Agnya controls, right? So basically, since it's here, it controls the sight, your hearing, and your thinking. That those are like the three major things that it controls. This is very important, like from going from here, like what are the qualities of, Agnya? The first and basic quality is the forgiveness. It might seem simple, but it is so difficult to practice. If you're a person who can forgive everyone, then your life should be absolutely peaceful, because you're forgiving yourself for whatever you mistakes you did. You're forgiving even others for being, for committing mistakes against you or being bad towards you. So your life is sorted. Also, this comes with, paired up with other chakras, like the divine diplomacy comes, like it's not the fact that you're doing mistakes and you're just forgiving yourself. When you forgive yourself, forgiveness comes with not repeating that mistake again. So it comes with that quality. So this is the forgiveness that I'm talking about. And thoughtless awareness is something that we've all been talking about for quite some time now. It's the state which is where we don't have thoughts in our mind. It's absolutely silent and peaceful, which is the stage where we are aiming for when we meditate. And that it's not like you're in some trance. It is a state where you're completely aware of what's happening, but at the same time, you're basically united with the divine power. Your Kundalini Shakti is united with the divine power. And other qualities are like humility. You become very humble, because there's also this deals with the two major institutions called ego and superego, which are the basis of all the problems that we create. All the problems are in the mind. They are created by ego and superego. So this is the chakra. If you make it right, you can come across through all of these problems. The benefits that Agnya Chakra gives us, right? Basically, like I said, power to forgive. It humbles you down, makes you peaceful because you're thoughtless, awareness, compassionate, and silence. Silence, which we want in life, in this fast-paced life. So this is a nice chart to understand the thoughtless awareness. Usually our thoughts are like a pendulum. If you take graphical representation, they're either swinging between past or they're swinging in future. There's no like, our mind is always oscillating. It's thinking about past or future, or, we are kind of shuffling between both of them. Meditation is the state where you're trying to be in the present. You're not thinking about your past. You're not worried about your future. You are in the current state, in the present, completely absorbing what's the power of divine, and you're completely aware. So it's such a beautiful stage. We will totally experience it today in the meditation, while we after we learn a little bit about this. So this is how our thoughts are like. This can be like an elevation and a depression. So elevation is probably a thought related to your future, and depression is something that's related to your past. What meditation is doing is it's creating, for beginners, it's creating gaps between your thoughts. So a thought comes, but then you are in a meditation stage, so you become silent. Maybe then after like a minute or so you get the second thought, but you are you are in the silent state for a minute or so. So that is good enough for starter. What are the problems that are Agnya related? Basically uncontrolled thinking. Like, a lot of people experience this. I have personally gone through that, so I know how bad it is. It's something which is not in your control. You don't want to think, you don't want to be worried about things, but it's unstoppable. So in times like these, I just sit down and I'll show you techniques. There are techniques which you can use to basically control, clear out your Agnya chakra and be in a peaceful state. All your worries, everything, all, anything related to you and your mind in a pervert way, it's all going to affect your Agnya. And of course, on her forgiveness, because forgiveness is the key quality of your Agnya chakra. Also, like, people who are indulged in self-pity, that comes from superego. Like, they're always over sympathetic to themselves, that nobody cares about me and all this kind of feeling. You're not able to forgive yourself for some reason, then it's a problem, because you really need to forgive, because that's when you're going to move on. Living in the past all the time, or in the future showing aggressive attitudes, egoism, futurism. All these are the problems for Agnya. What are the diseases that are caused? Too much ego, too much superego. Too much ego can lead, it's a big problem. I feel like as human beings, we all suffer with this. We are either into ego. These two balloons are controlling our mind. They are creating problems. So the disease is, yeah, like, you either you think too much about yourself, like, nobody can tell me I'm right and all this kind of feelings, or you kind of feel like, I'm not good at all, I'm not, how much ever I do, nobody cares for me. All these, thoughts that basically take away that mental peace and happiness is what ego and superego can do to you. All the psychosomatic diseases that are like depressions that are related to mind are all Agnya related, and of the brain, of course, because this is the chakra that controls your brain. So, anything related to your brain is at stake if you are having trouble with this. So, we will now get into the meditation, because this is honestly the best part. How much ever I talk, like I always say, it's all theory. We have to experience it. We have to feel it. We have to calm our thoughts. We have to get into thoughtless awareness and understand more about the chakra. What I would say is during this session, I would ask you all to be mindful of what's happening on your ring fingers. That is all you have to try to do. How you feel, if initially, if you're trying to, if you're feeling little hot vibrations, through the session, after the session, you might actually end up cooling it. And the other byproduct of this session would be you will end up in a very peaceful state, like by the end of the meditation. So keep an open mind. It's an experiment, like I always say. Keep an open mind, and let's now get into the meditation. So if everybody is ready, please get into like a quiet place in your house where you're not disturbed. Just give this next 15-20 minutes for yourself to calm yourself, right? So get into that calm corner and place both the hands on your laps and slowly take few deep breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Keep taking few deep breaths. While you're doing that, slowly grab that attention and bring it within yourself. You are aware of what's going on, but your attention, your thought process is within you. It's within what's happening within you. In this state, we will slowly raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan. For people who don't know how to take Bandhan, it is on the screen or you can see the video. It's basically rising up your mother Kundalini energy. And you take Bandhan. We will ask Shrimataji, Shrimataji, please help us get into the meditative state. Oh Mother, please help us get into the meditative state. We will now balance both our channels. We will balance our left channel first by taking the right hand towards the Mother Earth. Or if you're sitting on the ground, it's very good. Just place it on the Mother Earth. Here we will pray, Oh Mother, please take away all the imbalances from my Ida Nadi or the left channel. Mother, please take away all my thoughts from the past, all the depressions, all the lethargy, laziness from my left channel to the Mother Earth. Oh Mother, please bless me with the pure desire. Shramataji, please cleanse our left channel. Slowly bring back your right hand onto the lap. Now take your left hand towards the sky. We will clear our right channel. Oh Mother, please remove all the imbalances from my right channel through the ether element. Oh Mother, please remove all the imbalances, excessive thinking, all the heat, all the thoughts from the future, aggression from my right channel into the ether element. Mother, please cool down our right channel. Mother, please bless us with the power of pure action. Mother, please take away my excessive thoughts, thoughts from the future, aggression, overactivity, heat from my right channel through the ether element. You can see how your right channel starts cooling down. Slowly bring back your right hand, left hand to the lap, both the hands on the lap. We will now pray Shrimataji to keep us in balance. O Mother, please help us keep in the central channel. Please establish us on the Sushumna. You can slowly raise your Kundalini with your right hand and put it on the top of your head. Mother, please raise our Mother Kundalini and give us the state of balance. Please give us the thoughtless awareness state. Shramataji, please bless us with the Nirvichara state. Take few deep breaths here. Try to get all the attention to your Sahasrara and just stay in this state. In this state, we will listen to Shramataji's talk.
Now, one thing is there obstructing Sahasrara is the movement of your Agnya into thoughts. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that stops your entry into Sahaja. Thoughts are coming all the time. Because a human being is born who reacts to everything. React to this and react to that, and the thoughts come in and thoughts go. There's a big crowd of thoughts. Because of that, your attention cannot cross over Agya and can reside in the Sahasrara. So first of all, one should see what sort of thoughts are coming. You have to condemn yourself sometimes. You have to say, what nonsense, what have I been doing? What's the matter with me? How could I do all that? Once you start doing that, these thoughts will start disappearing. These thoughts are coming from two angles, one from the ego and another from your conditionings. And these are so much built up within you that they don't allow your Agya to be crossed. That's why we have two bija mantras of Hum Ksham. First one is, when it is conditioning, you are endowed with this kind of a fear. I shouldn't do like this, I shouldn't do like that, is not allowed, that is not allowed. That's the conditioning part of it. Conditioning can be of many types. But the ego part of it is that I must overpower everybody, I must get this, I must be able to rule everyone. These two things are there in the mind, which are all the time crossing. So it's important that we should go into thoughtless awareness. And that thoughtless awareness is the real way that your Sahasrara can be nourished by the Kundalini. Because Kundalini cannot go through, cannot pass through. And for that, as I said, there are two bija mantras. One is Hum, another Ksham. So if you are conditioned, you are frightened, you are afraid, and you had ideas about yourself. These days, the way people are describing, they'll say, I'm an extrovert. Somebody will say, I'm an introvert. Somebody will say, I'm hippie, I'm that. All kinds of things they can have attributed to themselves. But these ideas are all coming from outside. They are not from inside. To get to the inner side of yourself, to the subtler side of your being, you must allow the Kundalini to go through the Agya. To cross the Agya is a very important thing in modern times. And for that, you have to meditate. If you can meditate with complete faith in yourself, this Agya can be opened up with surrendering to the Divine. You have to surrender yourself to the Divine. And when this Agya opens, you'll be amazed. Your Sahasrara is just waiting to transfer, to give you all the help that you need through the all-pervading power. Your connection of Sahasrara with the all-pervading power is established. And by that, you will be amazed how all these 7 chakras work for you. How they help you. How they try to give you whatever is the real knowledge about everything. This real knowledge that you get is very joy-giving. You can see this real knowledge in everything. You don't have to start reading any book about it. In every situation and in every person, in every flower, in every natural happening, you see clearly the hand of the Divine. Once you see the hand of the Divine, your ego starts disappearing. Once you say that it's you do everything. Kabira has said something great about this. He said that when the goat is alive, it goes on saying, I am, I am. But when it is slaughtered and its intestines are made into strings which are used for cleaning the cotton, then it said, tu hi, you are. See, in this symbolic way, they have suggested that you have to become dissolved into this divine power. It's the divine power that does everything. What am I? I was just a drop, and I fell into this ocean of awareness of the divine power. And that is taking over and working it out. That will help you a lot to be a great surgeon. You develop curing powers, but still you are not proud of it. You developed, of course, awakening powers, you are not proud of it. You develop so many creative powers and you are not proud of it. You become really very, very creative, extremely creative. But the greatest thing happened to you that you become a global personality. So you start seeing the problem of every country, of every other nation where they have problems. But these problems, when you see, you don't see like other people, because others may like to use it for their own purpose, maybe for media, maybe for something. What you want to see is that these problems are solved. See, your powers are so great with this kind of a mind, I would say, which is dominated completely by the divine power, that whatever disturbs you immediately is taken over and it starts working out. Many, many problems have been solved by surgery. And also they can be solved on a very universal level. If you are a global person, then what happens is that you become a sort of a vehicle, or you can become like a channel for this divine power to act, because you are purely a global personality. Not attached to this, attached to that, but a pure Sahaja personality, which can be used by this divine power very easily. For that, as I told in the afternoon also, that we have to be careful about few things that we have. Firstly, anger. Anger is the worst thing that we have. Angry for what? There are people who talk like this. I was very angry. They're proud of their anger. Anger is a sign of complete stupidity, absolute stupidity. There's no need to get angry with anyone, because by anger you don't solve the problem. With anger you spoil yourself. With anger you ruin your own nature. With anger you really spoil the whole situation. So no use having any anger about anything. But if anything happens that angers you, you should settle down and see for yourself, why is it wrong? Why is it disturbing you? Your seeing itself will help this problem to be solved. You must first of all realize that you are a special personality, that your Sahasrara has been opened out to this all divine power, as if you are entered into the realm of divinity. You are great guests in that great court of divine domain. You are not an ordinary person. And so once you understand why you have Sahajayoga and why you have got realization, is that there's something special. But that should not give you any ego. It's not for ego that you have to have this, but it's for understanding that you have to play into the hands of the divine. This play is something I could explain like this, that if you are supposing an artist, then in the hand of the artist is the brush, and the brush never thinks that it is doing anything. It's the artist who is doing everything. In the same way, when you are one with the divine power, you just feel, I am not doing anything. It's the artist who is doing. It's the artist who is managing. And who is the artist? Is this divine power which loves you, which cares for you, which looks after you, which absolutely is identified with you.
We will now Meditate on the Agnya chakra. Slowly bring both the hands on your laps. Bring your right palm onto your forehead and slowly tilt your head towards the ground. Give a gentle press on the temples. And we are clearing or we are meditating on the central Agnya now. The affirmation is, Mother, please make me a forgiving person. Mother, please make me a forgiving person. Mother, please take away all the thoughts of my past and the future. Please give me the thoughtless awareness state. We will take the Bija mantras here. It's Om, Ham, Ksham. Okay? Om. Ham. Sham. Om. Ham. Sham. The deity of Agnya Chakra is Lord Jesus Christ. It also helps if we take the Lord's Prayer. It'll help us forgive. So for people who know Lord's Prayer, it's okay. Otherwise, you can usually get it on the Google. But now, just listen to me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us from our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory. Amen. Slowly bring back your hand. We will now clear our right Agnya, which is on the left side. So in the subtle system, if you see the right channel crosses near the Agnya and goes towards the left. So if you want to clear your right Agnya, place your hand on the left side of the brain or on the head. Here, Mother, by your grace, please forgive me. Please seek for forgiveness from the God Almighty. Mother, please take away my ego and all the problems related to it. Please forgive me. Mother, please forgive me. Bring back your right hand to your lap. Now take your left hand towards the right side of the head. And here you pray, Mother, I forgive everyone. I forgive myself. This is a very, very important step in meditation. You have to forgive everyone, including yourself. Mother, I forgive everyone. I forgive myself. Slowly bring back your left hand onto the palm. We will now meditate on Agnya chakra also clears by looking at Shrimataji's bindi. So you, while meditating, you can look at Shrimataji's bindi or you can close eyes. We will now meditate for a couple of minutes on Rag Bhupali, which is for Agnya. Slowly raise up your Mother Kundalini and take Bandhan. We can talk a little more about Agnya Chakra, like how to balance. These are the various techniques that you can, if you're having too much problem, excessive thinking, then you should meditate on your Agnya Chakra. Affirmation is, Mother, make me, forgiving and sacrificing person. Basically, try to be in as much thoughtless state as you can. The Lord's Prayer you can find on Google. Take that, put your hand here and take the Lord's Prayer. Also, it will help if you can watch Mataji's Bindi through the flame of a candle. Take a candle and put it in front of you. Just hold it. And through the flame, look at Mataji's Bindi. That will clear your eyes and it will clear your Agnya. It will clear your thoughts. You will get into a thoughtless state. On the left Agnya, you can ask for forgiveness, you can improve your sight, in the sense, try to look at pure things like Mother Earth, nature. uh, you know I think that should be good. uh, don't live in the past. Break any conditionings and habits that take you towards your depression or past. It's good to break all those conditions and surrender your super ego to Shrimataji, which is very important. Right, Agnya, basically you seek for forgiveness. There's also a very nice technique. Right, uh, Agnya basically comes from overthinking. So you have to cool down your liver. And that happens basically, you can take an ice bag or take few ice cubes and put it in a cloth or a plastic bag and keep it on your liver, which is just above your thigh and hip body joint here on the liver, on the right side for 10 minutes, and you'll immediately see that your thoughts have calmed down, you've calmed down, and it's a beautiful technique, and try to avoid any futuristic thoughts. So I think that is it. That brings to the end of the session today. Uh, sorry,